Tabs open, screens alight, cursor blinking like it's waiting. I click my way into the day, but my head didn't follow in. Heads know what to do by now. My muscle memory carries it. I'm moving files, answering things without really touching it. Thoughts still half asleep, somewhere off the grid. Body clocked in on time. I said, give me a minute. I'm doing work technically, everything's correct, but nothing's landing upstairs yet. Words come out clean enough, find out at the right part. Still feels like I left myself back at the start. I've been here before, this in-between state where effort runs but focus doesn't engage. Not stuck, not free, just pause mid-load, like the system's on, but the signal's low. I don't need a break, I don't need to quit, just need my thoughts to catch up with it. Give me a second, not either long, I'm almost here, just not fully on. Tabs open, mind not still running the day. I'm logged in, I'm present, just drifting away. Tabs open, mind not, don't wear a sign, just waiting for my head to come back online. I warm up, eventually I usually do. Thoughts snap in place, out of the blue. Until then I'm coasting on what I know, letting routine carry the load. Some days don't start together, they stagger in. Body first and brain and everything. I'm not behind, I'm not off track, just loading myself in the background tab. Tabs open, mind not still counts, I guess. Doing what's needed on low awareness. Tabs open, mind not I'll get there soon. Just that inner silence, finish full in the room. Still typing, still here, just a second behind. Screens wide awake, I'm catching up in time. No rush, no sign, just how it goes sometimes. Tabs open, I ain't catching up. Hey, hey. Net up. The clock leans sideways on the wall. Sun spills soft, not in a rush at all. Cars roll by, then hesitate, like they're reading the light, debating fate. I'm not late, I'm not on time, just floating in a thin gold line. Thoughts move slow, but they're alive. This hour doesn't ask me to decide. Yeah, shoes half off, mind half there. Plans dissolve into open air. Bass stays low, just enough sway. Drums tap out or maybe stay. No green light calling me ahead, no red light pulling on my thread. I'm good right here between the cues, where nothing's urgent, nothing's due. Yellow light, afternoon, not stopping short, not breaking through. I don't rush, I don't resume, I just ride this yellow light afternoon. Sip goes warm, ice melts down, shadows stretch without a sound. Every second feels hand-drawn, I'm moving fast, yeah. Phone stays quiet on the side, no alarms, no need to slide. Electric keys and honey tones, turning waiting into home. If momentum asks my name, I smile back but stay the same. This pace fits the shape of me, easy in between velocity. Yellow light, afternoon, soft delay, a gentle tune. I don't rush, I don't resume, I just ride this yellow light afternoon. Yeah, soon it'll change, I know it will, but not yet, and that's the thrill. Holding time without a tune in this yellow light afternoon. yeah. Many glowing like a Mattermore, yeah. We skimmed the top, ignored the floor, yeah. You said that one, I said sure. Finger tap before we were sure. Didn't wait, didn't ask, didn't run the pros and math. Something in the way we shrugged felt like trust or just enough. Serve a night and walked away, yeah, yeah. Decision locked without delay, yeah, yeah. We leaned back like it was planned, even though we didn't understand what we wanted, what we meant. Just knew we didn't wanna spend another minute circling. Options start to feel like no. We ordered before deciding, let the moment choose the shape, yeah. Didn't know what we were craving, still it somehow hit the play, yeah. We ordered before deciding, and it worked out fine. Funny how less thinking gets it right sometimes. Yeah, there's a comfort in committing light, yeah, yeah. Not forcing everyone to fight, yeah, yeah. I've been stuck in choices deep, yeah. Ended up more tired than pleased. This felt easier by design, even if it wasn't mine. Maybe taste adjusts itself when you stop asking. So much of it, not careless, not rushed, just done with the maybe phase, hey. Some answers don't need proof, they just need to be played. Yes, yeah, yeah. I've noticed how life mirrors this. The best they start like accidents. You lean in first, explain it later. Call it instinct, call it favor. If it's wrong, we'll deal with that, but it rarely ever is. Most things land close enough when expectations not too strict. Did we order before deciding? No debate, no review, yeah. Ended up exactly somewhere we didn't know we wanted to. We ordered before deciding, no regret inside. Sometimes rough alignment is the right kind of right. Yeah, yeah. Food arrived, we shared a look, yeah, yeah. Like yeah, this works, let's not overcook, yeah, yeah. The story of how we got here already fading. Taste still clear, didn't need to justify, yeah, yeah. Didn't need a reason why, yeah, yeah. The result spoke for itself, yeah. That's usually how it helps. Maybe choice is overrated when you trust the room you're in, yeah. A little faith and momentum, let it now step in. If you hesitate too long, you miss the open door. Sometimes action is the thought you were waiting for, yeah, yeah. We ate slow, talk less, let the outcome settle in. Not perfect, not precise, just a solid middle win. I don't need the best thing, just something that aligns close enough, feels honest most of the time, yeah, yeah. We ordered before deciding, didn't map it out, yeah. Still somehow landed where we're good right now, yeah, yeah. We ordered before deciding, and I do it again, yeah. Some things work better when you don't pretend, yeah. Menu close, yeah. Table set, yeah. Not exact, yeah. No regret, yeah, 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 yeah. No regret, yeah, yeah,
yeah. Nothing special happened, that's the thing. Same street noise, same ceiling fan spin. No headline moment, no highlight reel. Just hours moving without appeal. I wore the same jacket as last week. Said the same words, nothing unique. But something in the lack of spark let the day leave a softer mark, yeah. If coffee tasted like it always does, no better, no worse, just enough. I didn't laugh hard, didn't sigh, didn't check the time that much. People pass without a trace, no story stuck to any fate. Still when I think back now, this is the day I somehow found, yeah. Nothing special happened, no moment worth defending, and maybe that's why it stayed, yeah. Nothing special happened, No reason, no event, just a day that didn't fade. Yeah. I've chased days that burn too bright, forgot them just as fast at night. The loud ones blur, the sharp ones bend, they don't sit easy in the end. This one didn't ask for space, didn't need to be named, just rested where it landed and waited to be remembered. No spike, no drop, no lesson learned, just time behaving the way it works, yeah. I think calm leaves deeper lines when nothing's fighting for your mind. No defense up, no post to keep, just existing comfortably. The absence of a big reveal, let smaller things start to feel real. Like how the light stayed low all day, or how I didn't rush away. And nothing special happened, still I see it clear. Maybe memory likes it better when nothing interferes. Nothing special happened, no story to pretend, just a quiet day that didn't end. If you ask me what stood out, I'd probably shrug it out. No answer clean enough to justify the thought, but later on it shows up slow in the way I breathe, the pace I go. Like the body kept a note, the mind forgot to quote. Maybe meaning isn't loud, maybe it doesn't wave you down. Some days slip in under the door and stay longer than the rest. No highlight, no regret, just to calm you, don't forget. I went to sleep without a thought, woke up lighter than I was. Didn't change a single thing, still something settled in. If memories a crowded room, this one didn't make a move, just sat there being plain. And that's why it remained, yeah. Nothing special happened, and that's the part that's true. No effort spent remembering, still it stayed with me and you. Nothing special happened, no frame, no name, just a day that quietly refused to fade.
혼자는 stuso, Travis and Miller. Small gun, but I'm not ready anywhere near it. Hands moving and now the habit, ass doing the same. Book my hit you go, gonna your did the even name my answer so and not on time. Say yeah when it should. Bad easy over my thoughts, already mixed with sure. Having cousin and us to be, absent and us to be. This is what it looks like when you don't put it loose. Auto reply on, night to the line. I'm master, I'm not calm. So in the train I get lights on, but nothing's low to me. I hear words they don't say, we just pass through, on you with it later. That's due to me smooth, clock keeps counting like usual. No rush on back, I've learned how to disappear without unpacking my bag. Now my belly not escape, to step in the side. Ready with A1 more, I don't ride alone. Says that I'm wrong by you, best. I'll get that stone right off. I think it was plain, still doing it when you just ain't afraid. I've mastered this trade, ate it without making a sound. Still pack a stand that's named, but don't wave around. Thoughts best as life is massively dusty. Every window left open, and I'm busy, you hate. So I don't need a rest, I don't need sleep. Just a few hours, wait out of 40K. Oh, wait, everything you asked me, everything you tried. This more does it fix me, it just sticks me high. But someone asked where I went, I wouldn't know what to say. I didn't go anywhere, I just stepped away. Still reachable, kept me please, still in view, but mentally unavailable for a while or two. I love it. Still loving, same deck, same day, FedEx space on out of office. Did I say, loving Germanic, yeah. Eventually I'll come back around, reattach the way, make up what I set down, rejoin the taste. But right now I'm coasting, I muscle memory. The inner world keep moving without you salting me. I'm not dropping the ball, I'm just loosening breath. Some days you don't clock out, you just slip. Still here, still a sign, still answering when it counts. But if you're looking for me, I'm not really around. No sign on the door, still nobody home. Yeah, out of open.
Mandarin mood today, nothing special on the way. Still the sunlight finds my face, and the whole day feels okay. Mandarin mood, soft glow, little sweetness moving slow. No big reason, I just know it's a Mandarin mood. Peel breaks open in my hands, tiny sparks of citrus scent. Segments line like morning light, simple kind of content. Juice bright on my fingertips, window halfway open wide. Warm air drifting through the room, quiet smile I can't hide. No brand news on my phone, no parade outside the street. Still the world feels lightly sweet, balanced and complete. Maybe joy the smaller things, soft as sunlight on the skin. You don't need a bigger tune, just a brighter afternoon. City humming far away, like a mellow background song. Curtain breathing with the wind, nothing rushing along. Citrus scent across the air, color glowing in the bowl. Little suns across the table, lighting up the soul. Sometimes days don't need a plot, no dramatic scene to prove. Just a quiet pulse of good, that's the mood. Golden circles on the plate, like reflecting off the pill. Somehow everything aligns in a way you barely feel. No fireworks overhead, no loud story to conclude. Just the calm inside the room, golden Mandarin mood. Mandarin mood today, gentle sunshine in the way. Nothing heavy left to prove, just this Mandarin mood. Mandarin mood, bright hue, sweet and simple, clean and true. Little things begin to bloom in this Mandarin mood. One more slice and the day still tastes bright. Sun leaning sideways through the glass, dust in the light as hours pass. Shoes kicked off by the chair, warm air drifting everywhere. Street sound softened by the heat, lazy rhythm in the street. Someone for a radio tune, flowing through the afternoon. Lighthearted afternoon, nothing heavy in the room. Let the small breeze carry
fast and slow. Let it go.
Yeah, phone turned over on the desk. No messages, I need to check. Sun on my arms, quiet chair. Simple calm in the air. I let every thought drift wide, like kites that slip outside. Some days you just step away, let the noise decay. Not forever, just a while. Time enough to breathe and smile. Somewhere in the golden hue, the day resets you. You don't solve the whole wide world in the middle of a swirl. Sometimes peace is just a space where the mind can slow its pace. Let the sunlight draw a line between a rush and quiet time. Just a pause before the night, holding light. Lighthearted afternoon, sun across the room. Nothing urgent coming due. Lighthearted afternoon, gentle as a tune. Even silence feels in tune. Lighthearted afternoon. One more breath of golden air, and the moment just right there. Yeah. Tuesday came in quiet again. Bus stop shadows on the wall, laundry humming down the hall, coffee cooling by the sink. Morning didn't stop to think. No big weather rolling through. Nothing different, nothing new. Same old jacket, same routine. Still the air felt strangely clean. Tuesday never asked too much, didn't need to interrupt. Just arrived without a sound and slowly settled all around. No pressure hanging overhead, no dramatic words unsaid. Even traffic seemed to move like it finally found a groove. I kept waiting for the catch, some sharp turn or sudden crack, but the hours only flowed soft and ordinary slow. Tuesday never asked who I was or where I've been. Didn't need a better version, just let me walk around in it. Tuesday never asked for ambition or a plan, and maybe that's why somehow I could finally breathe again. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Sun across the floor, tiny crack beside the door. Co-workers laughing down the line like background singers, killing time. Phone stay quiet in my coat, no emergency to hold. Funny how the lack of noise can make small moments feel whole. I've had days that scream for meaning, pulled my thoughts in every way. This one barely touched my shoulder, still I remember it today. Because nothing tried too hard, no emotional fireworks, just a calm that stayed long enough to finally do its work. Maybe peace comes dressed as plain, without thunder, without change. Maybe healing looks like this, a day that doesn't resist. No revelation in the air, still I felt lighter standing there, like the world stopped asking me to constantly become. Tuesday never asked if I mattered or belonged, just held the shape of quiet long enough to carry on. Tuesday never asked for a story I could sell, still somehow that little day sat inside me well. Yeah, yeah. I used to overlook the soft days, searching hard for something bright. But the loud ones leave so quickly, like sparks dissolving in the night. Now I think the deeper moments rarely end up making noise. They just rest aside your breathing till your body trusts the choice. And somewhere between the errands and the fading afternoon, I stop feeling chased by time for an hour or two. Tuesday never asked nothing more than I could give, and maybe that's the reason why I still remember it. Tuesday never asked, still it stayed somehow, like a hand against my shoulder, without needing to reach out. Tuesday came and went, like a new night to disturb the room. Tuesday never asked, and I think I needed that. Tuesday came and went. Yeah. Late crowd almost gone, kitchen lights humming low. Corner booth beside the glass, rain keeps sliding slow and fast. Waitress wipes the empty bar, looks at me but not too hard. Menu folded in my hand, like I came here with a plan. Truth is I just needed space, with a little human noise in place. Table for nobody tonight, still they set the silver right. Funny how a lonely room can feel gentle when it doesn't assume. No performance left to give, no pretending I'm out with it. Just me breathing in the steam of a half-lit evening scene. Phone face down beside the plate, nothing urgent, gonna wait for a while. I can't exist without needing to be missed. Table for nobody, but the night still let me in. Coffee cooling slowly while the city moved again. Table for nobody, and somehow that felt fine. Not every empty chair needs somebody by your side. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Couple laughing near the door, old man sleeping by the sports score. Everybody passing through, different reasons, different moods. I stopped trying to decode why being alone felt cold. Maybe it was never that, maybe I just fought the fact. There's a peace in sitting still, without needing to fulfill some perfect movie version of what a Friday night should feel. And the waitress asked once more, need anything? I almost said, yeah, maybe less noise in my head, but I just smiled instead. Outside taxis streaked in red, inside old soul records bled through the speakers, soft and warm, like comfort taking form. And for once I didn't rush to turn silence into touch. I just let the moment be small enough to breathe. A table for nobody, still the room held space for me. No grand revelation, just a quiet kind of ease. A table for nobody, but I wasn't incomplete. Some nights don't need company to feel beautifully deep, yeah. I used to think connection always had to speak out loud, Now I think it lives in smaller things, like not needing a crowd, like knowing the world keeps turning even when you disappear, and finding that a little distance can make your own voice clear. Maybe solitude ain't absence, maybe it's relief. Maybe peace arrives unnoticed between hunger and receipt. Table for nobody, last call in the air. Still I sat a little longer, like I belong there. Table for nobody, rain fading down the street, and for the first time in a while, my own company felt sweet. Chair pushed back slow, tip left underneath the glass. Table for nobody, still one of the better nights I've had. Yeah. 1% left. Guess we gotta mean what we say now. Phone screen cracked across the time. Tiny red bar warning light. You laughed and said, don't call me yet, save it for something worth the breath. Street was loud outside the train, summer sticking to the rain. Still somehow the signal stayed long enough for us to drift awake. No scrolling through another life, no links, no memes, no killing time. Just pauses humming through the line, like neither one of us could hide. Funny how the closer the battery gets inside your hand, the more the conversation sounds like something real again. No room left for decoration, no extra words for presentation. Just whatever rises first before the screen goes dark. Low battery conversations, voices softer than the night. No performance, no distractions, just whatever feels alive. Low battery conversations, holding on at 1%. Maybe honesty comes easier when you know the time is spent. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Said lately every day feels uploaded overplay. Everybody trying hard to look lit up in the dark. I said maybe that's the cost of never letting moments stop. Everything becomes content before it ever gets to live. Silence settle for a while, train tracks dragging underneath. Neither one of us rushed in to rescue every little beat. And somehow that unfinished space said more than sentences could make. Like the dying phone between us burned away the need to fake. Not dramatic, not profound, just two tired voices slowing down. No urgency to entertain, no energy left to explain. If the line cuts out too soon, maybe that's okay too. Some things don't need perfect endings to stay with you. Low battery conversations, late train glowing blue and gray. Half the words got lost in static, still I heard the things you meant to say. Low battery conversations, almost gone but feeling clear. Funny how the weakest signal can make somebody feel near. Yeah, yeah. Then your voice turned soft and small, said my phone's about to fall. I said mine too, and let it breathe. Neither wanting first to leave. And for a second all the noise of deadlines, feeds and daily voice felt far enough away to finally hear the room. Maybe connect connection isn't louder. Maybe it's just less disguise. Maybe people talk more truthfully. Closer to goodbye. Low battery conversations, last few seconds glowing red. No dramatic declarations, still your voice stayed in my head. Low battery conversations, signal fading into night. But something in the way we spoke still feels switched on inside. Call back. Low battery conversations, still charging slow in my mind. Rain leaning on the glass tonight. Yeah. Steam rising off the stove. Tiny kitchen amber glow. Outside buses drag through rain. Inside nothing needs a name. Cold windows fog beneath the streetlights. Silver blur and passing white lines. You tucked your sleeves into your hands like the evening understood the plan. No candles, no expensive wine, just leftovers and borrowed time. Still somehow the room felt full in a way that luxury never could. Warm plates, cold windows, city moving far below. We stayed hidden in the haze like the night forgot our names. No urgency inside the air, no performance anywhere, just the comfort of being known without needing to explain your soul. Warm place, cold windows, rain riding down the glass. Nothing perfect in the moment, still I hoped it wouldn't pass. Warm place, cold windows, late nights settling deep. Funny how the smallest evenings can feel too good to leave, yeah. TV glowing without sound. Neighbor footsteps underground. Sink still, full from earlier. Neither one of us really cared. You asked something half asleep about whether peace can keep its shape once morning starts, pulling people back apart. I laughed soft and said, I don't know. Watch the rain distort the road. Maybe peace is only real when nobody tries to hold it still. And for once the silence sat easy between where we were at. No need to rescue every pause from becoming what it was. Outside sirens bent and blurred. Inside we barely used our words. Still the room said plenty clear that we were alright here. Not forever, not pretend, not some movie perfect end. Just two people slowing down enough to hear themselves again. Warm place, cold windows, breathing with the storm outside. Everything we didn't say still settled in the light, yeah. Warm place, cold windows, midnight turning slow. And for a little while nowhere else felt close to home, yeah. Than we thought, not fireworks or sudden drops. Maybe it's staying at the table long after dinner stops. Maybe it's shared silence without panic filling in. Maybe it's feeling understood before the sentence even ends. The rain kept falling either way, city drowning in its pace. But inside that little room, time loosened its grip for a change.
my mind.
Yeah. 3 a.m. and somebody still awake below me. Floorboards creak beneath the dark. Fridge light hums through the apartment. Street lamp leaking through the blinds. Painting silver across the night. I should probably be asleep, but my thoughts won't loosen easy. So I pace from room to room, listening to the building breathe. Then I notice through the crack, underneath the stairwell black, a little line of amber glow from the apartment down below. Don't know their name, don't know their story. Still somehow it changes things, knowing someone else is awake with me. No conversation, no knock at the door, just another quiet soul ignoring sleep. And for a second the night feels less heavy on my chest. Lights still on downstairs, soft gold under the door. Funny how a little presence can settle a room you thought was yours. Lights still on downstairs, while the whole city fades. And somehow that tiny window glow makes me feel okay. Maybe they're reading in the kitchen, maybe washing coffee cups, maybe fighting off the same restless kind of midnight rush. Sometimes I hear footsteps pause, then move slowly down the hall, like they're carrying thoughts around, trying not to let them fall. And I never need to meet them, never need to know their face. There's comfort in anonymous lives, existing close within the same space. The world feels less enormous when another shadow moves inside the quiet architecture of these sleepless rooms. Oh, grand connection formed, no life suddenly transformed. Still the loneliness softens shape every time I see that frame. Tiny glowing square of light, holding steady through the night, like a silent reassurance someone else survived today too. Lights still on downstairs, blue hours stretching thin. Everything feels less empty, knowing someone else stayed in. Lights still on downstairs, no words exchanged at all. Still I think I sleep easier when I catch that glow below the wall. People help each other in smaller ways than we expect. Not through speeches or grand gestures, but simple evidence they exist. A light left on too late, a chair dragged across the floor, a distant laugh through old apartment walls when you thought the night was yours alone. And eventually their window darkens, one soft click and it is gone. But somehow the calm remains long after they've moved on. Lights still on downstairs, morning almost in the sky. And for once the silence didn't feel like something I had to survive. Lights still on downstairs, fading with the dawn. Still the warmth of knowing someone stayed awake lingers on. Settling into sleep, city turning pale blue. Lights still on downstairs, then finally not anymore. Yeah. Hear that? Radio barely holding the station. Balcony door half open wide. Summer air and passing lights. Plastic chair against the rail. Ashtray full, paint chip pale. Your hair moved with the traffic wind. Late night voices drifting in. Neither one of us said much. Still the silence stayed in touch. Radio singing through the static haze. Half the words just fell away. Funny how the missing parts still sounded honest in the dark. Nobody trying to impress, nobody reaching for the next. Just two shadows leaning still, letting midnight choose the field. No dramatic point to prove, nothing heavy left to move. Just enough sound in the air to remind us we were there. Static on the balcony, city glowing underneath. Signal breaking, voices blur, still somehow it all gets heard. Static on the balcony, nothing clear but everything deep. We let the noise turn into calm and stayed there till the night was gone. Yeah, yeah. Down below the taxis rolled like tire stories getting old. Neon flickered on and off, rain smell rising from the block. You laughed once then looked away, like the moment might break if we touched it with too much thought. So we let it stay unfocused. Phone screens dark beside the door. Neither cared to check before. For a while the world outside could spin without us deciding why. Maybe pieces sounding small, like a weak transmission call. Not loud enough to steal the room, just enough to drift through you. And maybe love looks more like this, shared air and unfinished sentences. No perfect line, no grand reveal, just a quiet thing that feels real. Static on the balcony, night unfolding patiently. Every broken little sound made the silence softer somehow. Static on the balcony, nothing solved, nothing complete. Still I think about that air, like some part of me stayed there, yeah, yeah. Ooh. Soon the station disappeared, only static left to hear. But we never turned it off, never needed something clear. There's a comfort in distortion when you stop demanding sense. Some nights don't need resolution to mean something in the end. So we stayed until the sky started fading out of blue. Neither saying don't go yet, like we both already knew. Static on the balcony, morning light beneath our feet. Signal gone, but something stayed floating in the afterwave. Static on the balcony, no big ending, no release. Just two people letting time move slow enough to finally breathe. Yeah. Radio still humming low, city waking down below. Static on the balcony, still ringing softly in me. Yeah. Typing bubble disappeared again. Yeah. Phone lit up at 2:13. Your name glowing soft and green. Still awake was all it said, but it pulled me out my head. Rain was sliding down the fire escape. City breathing under gray. I stared a little before I wrote, like timing changed the way to words. Somewhere between replies, something honest starts to rise. Not fast enough to call it love, too close to call it casual. Yeah, yeah. No promises in sight, no, where is this tonight? Just two people leaving space for silence to participate. Yeah, you send half a thought, I answer half awake. Still somehow the unfinished parts feel like the realest thing we make. Somewhere between replies, we built a little atmosphere. No dramatic declaration, still it felt like you were here. Somewhere between replies, late night glow and tired eyes. Funny how connection grows in the pauses we don't hide. Morning came without goodbye, just your message hours behind. Sorry, fell asleep again. I smiled harder than I should've then. Yeah, funny what the mind can do with tiny digital proof. A sentence barely 5 words long to carry someone through a room. Yeah, and we never forced the pace, never rushed to name the shape. Maybe labels close the air too early for things still becoming. So we stayed inside the drift of almost in little hints, learning each other slowly through time and more than sentences. Some nights you disappear, then show back up sincere, like neither one of us needs constant proof to trust. No pressure to perform, no perfect rhythm form. Still every quiet check-in feels warmer than expected. Somewhere between replies, the feeling learned to breathe. Not loud enough to interrupt, just steady underneath. Somewhere between replies, screams faded into blue. I never knew how much a pause could start resembling truth. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Maybe modern love sounds softer than the movie said it would. Maybe it's less fireworks exploding, more someone checking if you're good. Maybe intimacy now lives in little glowing signs, a name appearing late at night at exactly the right time. And even when we leave each other waiting, it never feels severe, because the space between responses still somehow keeps you near. Somewhere between replies, no beginning, no clear end. Still the feeling kept unfolding like a song without a tense. Somewhere between replies, midnight resting in my room, and every small unfinished message left a little more of you. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Diving bubble, gone again. Still smiling at the screen. Somewhere between replies, something stayed alive in me. Nobody rushing anywhere tonight. Yeah. Clock light glowing by the bed, blue and quiet, almost dead. Rain tapping lightly on the vent, like it forgot what falling meant. Shoes kicked somewhere near the door, keys still scattered on the floor. I said I cleaned the place today, but the evening got in the way. And honestly I let it, no guilt attached to resting. For once the world can spin without me trying to direct it. No deadlines in the room, no pressure dressed as truth. Just a little air to breathe, and enough space to loosen me. Phone face down, TV low, city dim behind the smoke. like everything can wait a while. Nothing's leaving if I slow down.
No urgency tonight,
No need to optimize. I'm not chasing anything, and somehow that feels right.
no urgency tonight.
Let the hours move how they like. Some days don't need a purpose to feel alive. I used to fill the silence fast, like empty space would never last. Every second had to lead to something bigger than the scene. Now I kinda like the drift, the unfinished shape of it. Dinner late and dishes stacked, nothing polished, nothing tracked. Neighbor laughing through the wall, train line humming after dark. Tiny ordinary sounds holding this apartment down. And I don't need the night explained, don't need progress tied to pain. Maybe peace arrives much softer than I train myself to think. No dramatic healing here, no sudden clarity appears. Just my shoulders dropping slow, like they finally got the note. Outside taxis smear the rain, inside everything remains loose enough to finally fit the shape of how I actually live.
No urgency tonight.
Street lights fading silver white. I let the minutes pass me by without turning them into a fight.
No urgency tonight.
No perfect use of time. Still somehow the quiet hours leave the deepest kind of light. Maybe exhaustion isn't always physical. Maybe it's the weight of constant motion, the feeling that every pause needs justification. But tonight nothing asks for proof. Not the rain, not the room, not the half-read book beside me, or the record spinning through. And somewhere between midnight and the refrigerator hum, I stop feeling behind in life for the first time in months.
No urgency tonight.
Everything arriving slow, like the world softened its edges just enough to let me go.
No urgency tonight.
No destination in sight. Still I think I'll remember how easy breathing felt tonight. Nothing solved, nothing missing. No urgency tonight. And maybe that was all I needed. Yeah. Same air, same room, nothing asking to be noticed. Bus rolled past right on time. Neighbors smoke beneath the sign. Kitchen lights stay slightly dim. Radio low, signal thin. I answered calls with half a voice. Made small talk without a choice. Didn't feel inspired or lost. Just another day being crossed. Nothing cinematic came. No surprise attached a name. Even dinner tasted plain, like comfort trying not to change, yeah. And somehow in the middle of it, without warning or intent, the quiet settled in my chest, like I knew exactly where it went. The day stayed quiet, no moment trying to shine. And maybe that's the reason it still circles in my mind. The day stayed quiet, nothing begged to last. Still somehow it lingered past, yeah. I've had nights that felt enormous, burned bright enough to leave a mark, but memory turns those into pieces, hard edges fading in the dark. This one barely raised its hand, didn't need to take a stand, just sat low against the hours like rain absorbed into the ground. No revelation showed itself, no lesson waiting on a shelf. I just moved from room to room without resisting afternoon. And I think maybe that's the trick, nothing fighting to exist, leaves enough untouched inside for the smallest things to stick, like the sound of dishes drying, or the hallway painted gold, or how I didn't need distraction to keep the evening from growing old. The days stay quiet, still I feel it now, not because it asked attention, but because it settled down. The days stay quiet, no climax to explain, just a softness that remained after everything else changed. Yeah. Maybe peace arrives unnoticed, without language, without signs. Not every meaningful moment needs to announce itself in time. Some days enter through the background and never really leave, like your body keeps a rhythm your thoughts forgot to keep. I went to sleep without conclusions, no dramatic shift inside. Still the morning felt a little lighter, like something heavy stepped aside. Maybe memory trusts the moments that don't force themselves to stay, the ones that simply sit beside you long after they drift away. The days stayed quiet, nothing special in the frame, still somehow I carry pieces of a day without a name. The days stayed quiet, no reason left to prove, just a calm that kept returning long after I had moved. Nothing major, nothing new, still here somehow. The days stay quiet, and maybe I did too. Street lights coming on slow tonight. Train doors closed behind my back, city breathing through the cracks, corner store still glowing blue, same old man buying the news, crosswalk blinking out of time, taxi headlights dragging lines. I've walked this road so many nights, still it changes in this light. Not in a hurry to arrive, kinda letting the distance decide. Somewhere between leaving and home, feels more honest on my own. I don't need the night explained, don't need meaning in the rain, just the sound of rubber tires and apartment window light. Half the world already sleeps, other half still chasing things. I'm just drifting in between, halfway home again, halfway home again. Not lost, not there yet, just moving with the city slow, like it knows where I should end. Halfway home again, nothing pulling at my hands. Every block feels soft tonight, like the world forgot its plans. Someone laughing from above, balcony spilling yellow buzz, window fan and TV glow, tiny lives I'll never know. Phone stays quiet in my coat, no missed calls to interrupt. Funny how the silence feels more complete than being walks with noise, songs and podcasts, restless thoughts. Now I kinda like the space where nothing's asking to be solved. Every step keeps loose time with the rhythm in my mind. No destination pressing hard, no performance after dark. Just the pavement and the air and the feeling I can spare. One more hour, not becoming anything for anyone. Halfway home again, somewhere soft between who I was all afternoon and whoever sleeps in me. Halfway home again, street lights washing gold. Even loneliness tonight feels familiar, night cold. This is why I walk long after I need to. Not to reach another place, but to slowly pass through. All the pressure leaves in pieces somewhere after Avenue 3. By the time I reach my door, there's a lighter version of me. And the city never notices, never asks me where I've been. Still it holds me every night, like a quiet oldest friend. Halfway home again, breathing with the traffic load. Every passing little sound makes me feel a little known. Halfway home again, no dramatic end, just the comfort of becoming someone softer by the end. Yeah.